gentlemen, and then the mandated health program that they're doing. Ladies and gentlemen, this is ludicrous. This is madness. We've got to stop it. Now, some of the ways we stop it. Number one is we cut taxes across the board. I can go for that, can't you? Yeah. Go to a flat tax system. Go accelerate our depreciation values we've got. So we've got to get these taxes down and get them out. Now, there's one other thing we've got to get around to. You know what that is? Free market. How does our mom and pop operations work throughout the country without freedom of the press, without free speech, without having a free market to work for freedom, that we can go around and we don't have mandated health care? Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about health care for just a second, because I can sum it up in just a very few words. It's unconstitutional. It is totally unconstitutional. The Constitution does not allow the government to mandate a health care system that requires a small businessman to do it. It's mandated. It does not require them to do it. And guess what? There's a penalty if they don't do it. You know what will happen to small businesses? They'll be out of business. Ladies and gentlemen, we just can't have that type of thing. And it's so bad today, it's because our Congress and our administration has set it up for us, and it's their fault. Let's get the government out of health care. Right? Thank you. I was hoping you would applaud at that one, because that's what we've got to do. We've got too much government already. The government has to be out. We've got to get rid of them. National security. Ladies and gentlemen, go look at our borders in South Texas. Look at our borders in South Arizona. Look at our borders in Southern California. Unprotected as it can be. Our people tell us that only 3 to 5% of the contraband that comes across the border is caught. They tell us that only 3 to 5 of the illegal immigrants that come across, that they're caught. Let's talk about legal immigration while we're there. There's nothing to talk about. It's against the law. It's illegal. They need to be sent back. They need to come back. We have a system in place, ladies and gentlemen, for a person to come and be from an immigrant to a statehood or to status in the United States. And there's a system. Let's let them use that system. Right. National deficit. Let's talk about that for a second. You know, we need to create a fair and a balanced international trade policy. We don't have a fair policy right now. We have monopolies like you wouldn't believe. I would immediately present a bill to slash all budgets by 25%. Slash them. Work to eliminate all discretionary spending, which is unnecessary spending. I'm a very conservative constitutionalist and a very conservative Republican, and it's simply charity. The Congress does not have the authority to tax us. They do not have the authority to take money and to give it away for any purpose they want to, which is what they've done. Now, spending. Ladies and gentlemen, this what we see today is so corrupted, the incumbents, that you just look at any scene up there and you see the corruption in view. They're doing it in front of us, almost flaunting it in our face. This corruption is up there. And it goes so deeper than that. It says that the votes are for sale. If you come up with enough money, the governor of Nebraska will take you up on it. You know, you make him a good enough deal he can't refuse, then he'll give me his vote. Ladies and gentlemen, is that the kind of government we want? No. I don't think so. Do you? And so the legal immigration, you know what we have to do with that? To send them back. The Constitution, it has to be upheld. Ladies and gentlemen, God has got to be first. Our country was built on principles out of the Bible. God is first. Our Constitution comes underneath that. And if our Constitution is not upheld, it has to be held in high esteem. If our Constitution is not upheld, ladies and gentlemen, we're out of business. We don't have a country anymore. And that's what's happening so quick right now, that we don't have the privilege to do that. Okay, voter integrity. Let's talk about that for a second. We've got to have a system. Ladies and gentlemen, with all of the technology we have today, can you imagine what we could do? They could take pictures from the satellites and actually see your face, see you wear glasses. They probably could see the color of your eyes if they want to. But that kind of technology, you mean we can't protect our borders? You mean we can't have voter ID? You mean we can't have signature ID? Some kind of identification? There's all types of things technologically we can do. We have to have some kind of secure government, or else we're going to be no better than a third world country. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you what, it's just that so much of that is so simple, and yet it is so deep that today our government is just getting worse and worse and worse. Now, I want to talk about term limits for a minute. I've talked about term limits ever since we began. I'm still talking about it. But you've got to understand, I've got to understand, the power is in the vote. We've got to go vote. The power is in the vote. Now, the vote can control it. I agree with that. The vote can control. If it doesn't, and if we don't get the pork spending out, we don't control the monies, we'll have to, and I think the American people will demand that we instill term limits on our congressional representatives, and I will be in favor of making a motion, bringing a constitutional change to where the senators serve 2 6-year terms, the congressional congressmen serve 6 2-year terms, 12 years, and then they're out. And ladies and gentlemen, I think that's fair. And I think that we can do that, and I don't think we'd have any trouble with it. Now, my mission is to reconnect the people of District 4 with the Congress. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what I plan to do. That's the mission God's given me, and I plan to do that with your help. And I want you to know one thing. There will be another more grateful person in this world than I will be for your vote on March 2nd. God bless you. Thank you.
So you need this microphone for your equipment.
Turned on.
Need this microphone for your equipment. If y'all want to come in, now's a good time to come on in and have a seat. We have some other gentlemen here. Anybody else that's running for public office? I know we've got with us Jerry Ray Hall, Joshua Kowert. Y'all come on and let everybody see you here. We didn't know that this was going to go on when we came here, but I want y'all to meet these other young men. There's how many people that are in this race?
6 of us.
6 of us, so there must be something going on in this district, and I want you to see those that have come here. Mr. Cain, come on up here. This is Erwin Cain, and Mr. Cain is running for the
State House, District 3.
State House District 3. These are your candidates. Are you a Republican, Mr. Cain?
I am a conservative Republican.
So we have several conservative Republicans for your consideration. Thank you, gentlemen.
Y'all can sit right there if you like.
Why is this doing this?
I'm gonna stand back, maybe we'll get some other people up here.
Yeah, move
Is that it? John, would you go out there and see what I see there? Get that on. Fix that up. Okay. As I mentioned a little earlier, I'm Karl Fraiser, and this is my wife, Nancy. We are from Winsboro, Texas. We're your neighbors to the south. And I've got wind noise in here all of a sudden.
I think her mic is on.
Oh, maybe that's what it is. Turn that other mic off. That might fix the problem out there. But let's try something. You know, I can't stand driving around a car with a rattling back. Can you? So I had to get Nancy to crawl back there and get that thing fixed. Fix this thing. Anyway, we are the East Texas coordinators for the Debra Medina gubernatorial campaign. And we've lived in this part of Texas for about 5 years now. We moved up here from San Antonio. And we're excited about the idea of being here. We're really excited about what's going on in this campaign. Yesterday, we had a great occasion down in Tyler. I don't know if you've been watching the news or anything, but we had about 200 people in Tyler at the Potpourri House. At the Potpourri House. I'm a Southerner and I have a hard time with French. And we had about 200 people there, and then we went over to Kilgore late at night, and we had about 150 people there. And the beauty of it was that over the period of the day, we were able to raise, without a whole lot of effort, $4,000 for this campaign. Now, we all know that it takes money to buy those signs. It takes money to put up billboards or to have media and that sort of thing. So one of the things that we want to focus on here is how we're going to get Debra Medina elected. And one of those ways is by us providing that support and getting out the vote. Come on up here, Debra.